We know that plenty of celebs perform under stage names, but there are some that we never realized used another name, and others that have the most interesting stories behind their name changes. Just wait until you discover why Dove Cameron changed her name. It will bring a tear to your eye. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to subscribe, and while you're at it, check out our latest addition to the family called The Trendy. It's a cool channel for teenagers. Today we're sharing 10 celebs whose real name will surprise you, Part 2. Emma Stone. Emma Stone seems like such a regular name, so it's surprising to learn that it isn't actually the actress's real name. She's really called Emily. You're probably wondering why she changed it. Well, it's because her birth name was already taken by another actress at the Screen Actors Guild. She was 16 at the time and needed to come up with a new moniker. The actress revealed to Debut magazine that she tried out Riley for about 6 months, but it didn't fit, so she went with Emma instead, partly because it's similar to her real name, but there's also another reason, and it's brilliant. The actress revealed to Jimmy Kimmel that her name change was partly inspired by her love for the Spice Girls, in particular Baby Spice, aka Emma Bunton. On the first day of 2nd grade, the Spider-Man actress asked her teacher to call her Emma because she always wanted to be Baby Spice. It only stuck for a day, and she didn't know then that everybody would be calling her that name in years to come. Even as an adult, Emma still felt strongly about the Spice Girls. When Mel B sent her a message during a radio interview in Australia, Emma was so overwhelmed by the surprise she burst into tears. But she's admitted that she misses Emily and would love to get her back. Miley Cyrus. When Miley Cyrus first got famous, many people knew her as Hannah Montana thanks to her character she played for years. But to make things even more complicated, her real name isn't even Miley. She was actually born Destiny Hope Cyrus. That was thanks to her dad, country singer Billy Ray Cyrus. Apparently, the name just came to him one day when he was lying in bed with his hand on his wife's pregnant belly. However, the name Destiny didn't stick for long. She was such a smiley baby that she became known as Smiley. This was shortened to Miley, like the classic phrase Smiley Miley. So ever since she was a baby, the actress and singer was called Miley. Then in 2008, at the age of 15, she decided to change her name legally. But she didn't just stop at changing Destiny, she switched up her middle name, Hope, as well. So Destiny Hope Cyrus legally became Miley Ray Cyrus. She chose Ray because she wanted to share the same moniker as her dad. So it seems like Billy Ray was responsible for pretty much all of the aliases Miley has been known by throughout the years. Do you prefer Destiny Hope or Miley Ray? Lana Del Ray. There isn't normally any controversy when it's revealed that celebrities have changed their names, but that wasn't the case for Lana Del Ray. Her birth name was Elizabeth Grant, and she was known as Lizzie Grant when she set out on her career in music. She even released an album under her real name, but it failed and her career wasn't going anywhere. So she reinvented herself and became critically acclaimed. However, when it emerged that this new singer was in fact not so new at all, there was backlash. Some people felt they were the victims of a confidence trick. Fans turned on her. Certain music critics wondered whether the transformation from Lizzie Grant to Lana Del Ray had been planned all along. Her previous social media accounts were deleted from the internet just before she unveiled her new identity. There were claims that her management chose her stage name, but the singer herself told Vogue her side of the story about the new name. She explained that she wanted a name she could shape the music towards. She was spending a lot of time in Miami, speaking a lot of Spanish with her friends from Cuba, and the name Lana Del Rey reminded them of the glamour of the seaside. She thought it sounded gorgeous coming off the tip of the tongue. Do you agree? Agnes Dean. Some celebrities get inspiration from their favorite pop stars, their middle names, or their nickname for their new identity. But British model Agnes Dean went about finding her stage name in a much more complicated manner. She consulted a professional name analyst to come up with her new name. She was born Laura Hollins and used that name when she first signed with London agency Models One. But her modeling wasn't really going anywhere, so she approached Lawrence Page to help kickstart her career. He uses a 3,000-year-old Chinese technique to read people's names and then suggest changes to help them become more successful. He claims that legally changing a name changes the energy that powers the person's body. Lawrence assigns numbers to different letters of the alphabet. He then adds them up in each name to create totals, which he then relates to personality traits. He found that the models' names didn't work well together, so they came up with a new version. She suggested her grandmother's name Agnes and an old family surname Dean. Lawrence adapted the spelling of each to create a more positive total value. debut, and so Agnes Dean was born. Soon after this change, her career skyrocketed. Her family was so convinced by Lawrence's method that both her mother and sister changed their surnames to match Agnes's. Her mom even changed the I in her name Lorraine to a Y. Nicki Minaj. In the lead-up to the release of her debut album, Nicki Minaj revealed that she'd always hated her stage name. You see, it isn't her real surname. It isn't her actual first name either. But that doesn't bother the singer. She was actually born Annika Tanya Mirage. But she told Trinidad newspaper Newsday that she was always called Nicki at home, so she was known as Nicki Mirage. However, her first producer, Fendi, didn't like the name Mirage and thought Minaj sounded better, so they changed it. But Nicki admitted that she still hated the name. She was going to go back to Mirage on the album, but people told her no because her fans liked her new moniker. Nicki elaborated on this in an interview with The Guardian a couple of years later. The singer said that she fought tooth and nail to not make the change, but Fendi convinced her. Of course, Nicki has plenty of personas. She explained to New York Magazine that she used to imagine being a new person when she was a child, in an attempt to get away from her parents fighting. Her first identity was Cookie, and then Harajuku Barbie. She's gone on to take on various alter egos in her music, like Roman Zelensky. For someone who knows how annoying it is to have your name changed, it's surprising that Nicki suddenly changed her fan base's name from Barb's to The Kingdom in May 2017. Jamie Foxx. Twitter went into meltdown in May 2017 when a fan discovered that Jamie Foxx was not the actor's real name, and the tweet went viral. But these shocked fans were late to the party. His birth name and the story behind the change had actually been out in the open for years. He'd even spoken about it at length himself during a 2014 appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. He was born Eric Marlin Bishop, and he started out performing at open mic comedy nights in Los Angeles using his real name. But he realized that it was the female comics that would get the first spots. In Jamie's words, he noticed that 1,000 guys showed up and only 3 girls, and it was those 3 women who would get called up to perform first. So he decided to fool the guys who ran the performance sign-up list by changing his name to a unisex one. He went to the list and wrote down unisex names including Stacey Green, Tracy Brown, and Jamie Foxx. The compere then called out, "Jamie Foxx, is she here?" And he replied, "No, brother, that's me." He went on stage and got a standing ovation. So that's how his first name changed. But what about his adopted last name? It's a tribute to 1970s trailblazing comedian and actor Red Fox, whose own real name was John Elroy Sanford. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is a pretty amazing name, so it's perhaps not too surprising to discover it's a stage name. However, the controversy behind the name change is pretty shocking. Bruno was actually born Peter Hernandez. Back in a 2013 interview with GQ, he talked about the response he used to get to his surname. He revealed that when he was looking to establish his career in Los Angeles, people would say to him, "Your last name's Hernandez. Maybe you should do this Latin music, this Spanish music. Enrique's so hot right now." The GQ journalist went on to suggest that Bruno adopted the name Mars, perhaps figuring that the best way to avoid being stereotyped by race is to sound as though you come from a different planet altogether. This led to people assuming that Bruno changed his name to hide his Latino roots. But in an interview with Latina magazine in 2017, the singer refuted these claims. He explained that he never once said he changed his last name to hide the fact that he's Puerto Rican. And for anyone to suggest that ridiculous idea was so insulting to him and his family. He explained that his dad nicknamed him Bruno when he was just 2 years old. And the real story is that he was going to go by just one name, Bruno. However, Mars came into the equation when he was just joking around because it sounded bigger than life. Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne is a pretty cool name right off the bat, but when you discover her actual full name, you'll be even more impressed. Are you ready? It's Annabella Avery Thorne. We totally get that Bella is a cute name, but Annabella is so amazing. Why would she have shortened it? Well, at least it's quicker for her to write when she's signing autographs. Plus, Bella revealed that when her mom was mad at her when she was growing up, she would call her by her full name. So now you know that little known fact about Bella. Are you hungry for more? Of course you are. Well, let us let you in on a few more things you never knew about the Disney star. Did you know that English wasn't Bella's first language? Have a guess at what she started out speaking. If you said Spanish, then give yourself a pat on the back. Bella's father was Cuban, and her first language was Spanish, but she dropped it when she started school because of her dyslexia. It's time for our final fun fact about Bella, and it's a good one. She told Jimmy Kimmel that she loves spicy and salty foods, so much that she once ate 9 cups of jalapeno peppers. That's not all. She also proved she could eat an onion just like an apple. Amazing, right? Lorde. Lorde is such a cool name, you might think there's no way it could be the singer's real moniker, and you'd be right. But her real name will surprise you, and the reasoning behind why she changed it too. Lorde was born Ella Maria Lani Yellick O'Connor in New Zealand. When she's not performing, she still goes by the name Ella, like when she was at school or hanging out with friends. But when she's up on stage, she plays the character of Lorde. To begin with, her friends found it really difficult to separate the real Ella they knew from the theatrical character up on stage, but they eventually got used to it. When she was choosing a stage name, she liked the sound of Lorde. In fact, she thought it was super rad. Why so? Well, she explained to Interview magazine that she'd always been really into royals and aristocracy ever since she was a little kid. Of course, we can also see that interest in royalty in her debut single, as it was called Royals. But she felt the spelling of Lorde was too masculine, so she made it more feminine by adding an E on the end. It's as simple as that. She acknowledges that some people think her stage name is religious, but it's not. So now you know. Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is one of Disney's biggest rising stars. But did you know that she wasn't actually born Dove Cameron? Her real name is actually Chloe Celeste Hosterman, but she changed it when she was 14 years old. Why so? Well, her dad always used to call her Dove and Dovey and Dovely. He passed away right around the time she changed her name, so when she went into the business, it was her way of honoring him. Although her millions of fans know her as Dove, she explained that most of her family call her Chloe. That's because it feels kind of natural, but in the business, it's Dove. However, she added that it isn't a stage name, but rather a way to honor her dad who died before she made it big. She described the name change as her way of being able to keep him with her. Isn't that just beautiful? We warned you right at the start of the video that the story behind her name change would bring a tear to your eye. Dove's always been open about her real name, even responding to a fan on Twitter in 2014 who noticed that she had a different birth name. She tweeted back that she loves both her birth name and the name her daddy gave her.
Check out our friends at The Things who make interesting feel-good videos about lifestyle, pop culture, and everything viral that is sure to keep you entertained.
Which of the stories behind these name changes is most interesting? What stage name would you choose for yourself? Let us know in comments. Please give our video a big thumbs up and check out part 1 too. Thanks for watching.